ScoreCard.
Yeah, in our book we say eliminate scorecarding.
Mm-hmm.
And scorecarding is selectively when you remind others of their previous errors, faults, flaws, or mistakes. Its sole purpose is to breed some degree of guilt and shame, as well as to dilute the other person's credibility.
That's right.
And so when you think about long-term relationships, remember, these are emotionally intimate relationships.
Right.
So when I'm in this notion of an emotionally intimate relationship, and of course we get into this power struggle,
right,
then one partner that begins to scorecard is the effort to dilute your credibility so that I have control over this situation and your emotions.
Right.
Scorecarding is a bad thing.
Scorecarding is a bad thing.
I like to remind everybody I love slogans. We put them out there a lot. And the one I'm going to give you right now, which is a relationship can never get any better than the scorecard it keeps.
Right.
If you've got a long list of things that people have done to you, the chances are that you're going to rekindle those in your mind, bring up those emotional anchors, and it ain't going to work.
Right. Now, people don't always know when they're actually scorecarding. Remember, it's that list of things I hold against you?
Sure.
So I was sitting in class a couple weeks ago, and I was doing one of the men's groups, and one of the guys, I asked at the beginning, hey, what have you been working on? And he got,
he raised his hand.
William over in the corner. Oh, I got something to share with the group. So, okay, what do you got to share? And he says, I've quit scorecarding.
Oh, good.
I know. I'm thinking, yeah,
you
okay.
Did good. A success story.
So how did you do this? And he says, I future predict now.
Oh, and what does that look like?
Well, I predict that when I get home after class tonight, there'll be no dinner. Because there's never any dinner. And I'm like, that's a scorecard.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm telling you. It's not a good idea.
There you go. The idea behind scorecarding is, of course, that I'm bringing up the past for the purpose of, pulling you down. Mm-hmm. The idea is, of course, that the brain can't tell the difference of that past emotional event and happening right now. So when you scorecard, you bring in those emotional anchors. Unfortunately, we become emotional hostages to, these things from the past. And it just doesn't help a relationship get any better when we do that kind of thing.
Well, that's right. You bring forward, you called it an emotional anchor, but that's when you bring forward the feelings for the last however many times it's happened. And so I had this much frustration last week, and here you are doing it again. And so I start with the frustration from last week, and now I add to it. So it's not getting better. It's getting bigger.
And I would like to give you one last tidbit about that. And it's better to lose an argument and win respect than to win an argument and lose respect. Also, when people have troubled relationships, unfortunately, when the mouth becomes disengaged from the heart, some pretty terrible, unforgivable things can be said. And, if you will, 10 seconds of stupidity can ruin 20 years of a good relationship. And it's one of those things we need to think about. So it helps, if you will, accept your partner for who they are, resist making deductions about who they should be, live without scorecard, collaboratively work on goals.
Right.
And again, the key is to be in the present. Relational happiness is the most important thing you can work on.
Right. Don't scorecard. Keep it in your back pocket.
Don't scorecard.
Do not whip it out.
And we're going to do number 2, if you will. And you want to do that one for me?
Yep.
If you don't mind?
The second don't is don't CareTake.
Versus
do care give.
Sure. Caregiving is when we assist other people through their problems.
Yeah.
But understand, when we assist people through problems and they have not caused those problems due to irresponsibility, that's good stuff.
Right. We call that walking the walk with them.
Yeah. But caretaking, unfortunately, is when I get so involved in the life of an irresponsible person that I become involved in them to such an extent that I'm solving their problems and not my own.
Right. I walk the walk for them. Just stay home. Take the day off. I'll take care of it for you.
I'll do it all. I'll tell you what.
Don't worry about it.
You call in sick. I'll work overtime tonight. Sometimes you hear that term called tough love, and tough love for a person's caretaker or a codependent.
It is indeed tough.
It is tough because when they quit taking care of the needs of others, they sort of spin these thoughts about, oh my God, they depend on me, they need me, what will they do without me? There's a joke about the codependent caretaker that's drowning. And as they're going, then they put their finger up in the air once, as they, like a cartoon,
that's right.
they're sinking under the water.
3 times, right?
And their hand goes up 2, and their hand goes under the water. Under. And their last thought in their mind as they sink under the surface is, what will they do without me? But they don't think about themselves. Hey, it's my life. I don't want to drown. I think I'm going to start swimming. But when we caretake, we tend to either rescue or enable. Enabling is when I get so involved in your life, I provide for you resources, assets, to in fact help your life run smoothly when it's not.
I'm propping you up over here.
Propping you up. But then there's rescuing. And the one thing that makes rescuing so different from enabling is intensity.
Oh, absolutely.
Rescuing is like at the last moment, you're jumping in with money, cars, transportation, and you're just, it's like running through the goalpost at the last time for the victory.
So how do you think that applies to relationships and this whole princess and prince story idea?
Oh, the idea that...
the knight in shining armor.
Yeah, somebody's going to rescue at the last minute. My life's a mess, but I don't have to worry about it because at any moment there's going to be this white stallion with this, I've never seen it happen in this life.
Nor I, only in the Disney flicks.
Yeah. So codependents really thrive on getting involved in the lives of others to the point that they don't know how to have their own life.
Right. When you ask them, when I ask them, and I do this with women because I deal a lot with women, and I'll say, well, tell me what's going on in your life. And they describe everything but themselves. When you look in the mirror, who do you see? And for a caretaker, they see the other person. They don't see themselves.
Unfortunately, we get this thing called unrealistic expectations of others, and codependents or caretakers can tend to believe that they can help someone through difficult times and that the person will eventually change. But, of course, the problem is that they develop these ideas and beliefs about how other people should be.
Right.
And although they pretend to be helping others unconditionally, the truth is they have expectations. And as they expect, those people to straighten up and fly right, and they don't, they get angry.
And what was that? That was like rule number 1, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So now we're back to don't scorecard.
No scorecard. On the other side, people that do this, they really do develop a sense of manipulating others. And they find it damn near impossible to do something we teach that's very important, and that is to give unconditional positive regard.
Now you're jumping ahead.
Unconditional positive regard. Well, it's part of this chapter, and it's all linked together.
That's true.
That's why we wrote it that way.
Unconditional positive regard. Yeah. I accept you for who you are, not who I want you to be.
And if you're kind of curious about if you think a friend of yours is one of those caretaking codependents, ask them how they're doing. Just ask them. Say, hey, look, hey, Bobby, Billy, Mike, Frida, Shilly, how are you doing? And if all they do is talk about the other person, guess what? They are a blazing codependent caretaking person.
Caretaking person.
And there's that loss of self.
That's right.
Yeah.